All right, warriors, gather around. Let's do a breathing exercise. 5 seconds, 5 Mississippis. And what we want to do is breathe in together, hold it, and release. As a loop interrupter, what we're going to do is share some aha moments, and I need you to be able to save some space so that you can connect some dots and have your own aha moments that make sense of things so that you can breathe better, so you can understand it, connecting the dots. And look, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. It's a tearjerker sometimes, man. Opening your eyes to the truth hurts like hell. And you needed to go through this in order to appreciate those around you that are authentic. Because you're going to realize how much work it took for these people, these warriors, to come to this place and being authentically themselves. Unapologetic. Warriors are all around you. Otherwise, the world would be in utter chaos. So don't fool yourself in thinking they are the majority. The majority are silent, but slowly waking up. 5 seconds, 5 Mississippis. Let's take a badass walk on the beach. And let's open our eyes to how we can see narcissists as well as feel it. But what are the telltale signs? Some body language, some character traits that we can identify without having to have an introduction or any of the butthurt. You see, you begin to, with this awareness, give a shit less, but you also learn to pay attention more, but not in a paranoid, anxious way. In a very calm, cool, cheerful, loving, giving person that you are. No one even pays any attention to you. Warriors, 5 seconds, let's do this. Come on. Release slowly. All right now. Shake that shit off now. Look, narcissists regret betraying you so quickly. You see, many of them, they drop the ball. They prematurely pull the trigger on something and didn't realize that the best part you saved for last. They regret not holding back before the betrayal. See, they don't regret the betrayal, they just regret pulling the trigger too quick and letting you go. What they regret now is having to live knowing that you now have the options to share your life with anyone, and that they had been invited to a table that they were never qualified to sit in to begin with. But I got your attention. Narcissists regret betraying you to sooneristers. That's the only thing. And many of them want to come back because they don't feel they can catch their second win or their next lick unless they can come back into your life and discard you. Warriors, I learned 2 lessons in letting go. I want to share a story with you. I went spearfishing off the coast of Louisiana, and I got talked into it by a friend, and I said, you know what? I never pass up opportunities. Why not do that? And he's a surfing friend of mine, and so we had just worked a hurricane catastrophe and needed to just blow off some steam, just take a vacation. He talks me into going spearfishing with a snorkel. He puts me on the structure way out. Well, let's not say way out. We were on a boat ride for about 30 minutes, and we were on a shelf where the water drops from about 150 feet to 1,800. And there happened to be what looked like a cargo ship sunk. And that was like artificial structure. And these fish would circle around the structure. It was an amazing thing to see. But the structure was sitting right on the edge, like a cliff underwater, where the water would change from, you could see the sand, to bottomless pit. Scariest shit you ever laid eyes on. So the skipper tells me, we're going to stay on the sand side so that we can see our feet. And he said, whatever you do, if you spear a fish, if it goes to the dark side, don't worry about it. Don't try to follow it. The buoy will give it the resistance to tire the fish out, and we'll fetch it from the boat when we see the buoy. And I said, okay, cool. Well, in my head, because the fishing rigs he had were about $2,000 a piece, the rod and reels, I'm thinking spearfishing equipment's probably a lot more higher. So I'm like, man, this is going to be fun. We get up under that, a truss on the ship. It's like an arm, it looks like. I get up underneath it. What you do is you just bounce back, grab air, bounce back, and swim at an angle and hide like a predator. And then the fish circle. Then you pick one and you snatch it. I picked one. Well, let me tell you something. Underwater, something looks small, it's actually bigger than it looks underwater. It's a weird magnification. And so I chunked this spear at it, and it's a tuna. Right about then, the guide I was with next to me, keep in mind we got snorkel gear on. The one I got is for the full face. You can see my whole face. The ones he's got are like this. You can't see his whole face. And so all I see is his eyes get this big, and I'm going, next thing you know, my head just tilts like poof. I was gone. That tuna, I swear to God, it dragged me for every bit of 100 yards. But if people were around me as I'm telling the story that were there, that swear to God, it only dragged me about 20 yards. It felt like 100. But in case folks are watching that know me, that were there, it was about 20. But for the sake of the story, let me tell you what happened. That buoy got caught inside the spear, the spear gun. It somehow got lodged. I got drugged, and every now and again the fish would jump toward the water, the top, and whenever it did that, it loosened the line enough that the buoy came off, right? I'm swimming back. I'm tired. I'm give out, man, because I swear it's been 100 yards. The boat comes to get me. I get up in there. The skipper's laughing his ass off. He's just laughing. He comes up. They pull me out. We're going toward the buoy now. And right about then, I told him, he said, man, why didn't you let that spear gun go? And I said, dude, I thought it was pretty damn expensive. He said, dude, I'd have let it go. And that was my first experience in letting go. Let me tell you the second one. True story. We're in the boat. We're getting ready to go fetch that buoy. Right about then, this thing called a mako jumped out of the water. This thing was bigger than me. It's called a mako shark. Bigger than Chico. Jumped out in the water, kicked his tail like 10 times, and had Chico's tuna in his mouth. Everybody's going, dude, dang, did you see that? And I'm the one going, yeah. That was my tuna. That was Chico's tuna. Well, needless to say, we went and grabbed a buoy, and there was a half a tuna. After that, That was my second lesson in letting go. But let me tell you the loop interrupter that Mako provided for everybody. And I was able to share because I think out loud. You know, I'm shy like that. I said, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I'm give out. And I know this is supposed to be like an 8-hour boat ride, and we've only been out a couple hours. How about we just go surfing? And everybody agreed, even the deckhand. He said, I don't surf, but I'll learn. Nobody wanted to go play with that Mako. That was enough evidence to let us know when to all let go. Warriors, you got a taste of what it is to be in the devil's playground, to swim with the sharks. And sometimes a life major event will happen to us to bitch slap us back into our lane. What I want to do is now share with you telltale signs, things to look for in your everyday life, at work, at birthday parties, homecomings, whatever it is that you participate in, on the beach line, at Walmart, at church, temple, congregations, synagogue, wherever it is that you go to attend, believe me, at your place of worship where you go to not get realigned with your moral compass, but just to remind you, understand, under that same roof, the devil goes to church. Warriors, you go for learning, they go to hunt. If I'm lying, I'm dying. You can't make this shit up. So these are things you need to look for in body language with narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, cluster Bs. Let's not leave anybody out, okay? In fact, I dare say, everybody's got a hint of narky. The problem is, with others, they listen to it first without consequence. Warriors, you can spot narcissists from their body language and looking out for these things. They walk faster, and they have a certain sense of false arrogance in how they posture themselves. It just looks so artificial. You know what I'm saying? And they walk at a pace that's stiffly authentic. Like, I'm more important tourist than you, and I'm on a mission, and I got greater things to do, you unimportant, whoever you are. What's your name again? You know what I'm talking about? That false aura of being somebody that's not nobody. And look, you have to have damn near grew up around it, or you know what I'm saying, that been around these spectrums in order to know what I'm talking about. If you've lived in it, you've seen it, you've observed it, oh, you vibing with me. In a weird, you know what I'm saying? Not even a weird way. It's just, there are those that know and see it, and it spooks you. No more different than seeing these chameleons when they shift to the different personalities. It kind of spooks you at first, but then you just observe. You don't say nothing. Then you go, whoa, trippy. You can't unsee what you see, but it's hard to explanation it. The next one is that reptilian stare. And it's a stare that you think, when people say the narcissistic stare, or that psycho stare, the reptilian stare, the dead stare, it's a stare that you catch them doing because it's not intentional. No, you catch them and they're staring something else. You ever seen a cat trying to hypnotize a bird through a glass? That's what it's doing. The narcissistic stare, it's like subliminal type telepathy that they think they got a power of. But what it is, they've dialed in on a target. They've dialed in on someone who's maybe just foiled a plan they set up, and they're pissed. or they won't shut up about something, and across the room they're trying to send that message. You know what I'm saying? Those are narcissistic behavioral traits that you need to be aware of happening in your midst. Don't be so foolish to not observe, but not be paranoid in your observation, because guess what's next? Narcissists have that anxious paranoia look. Their head's on a swivel, but they can't control it. You see, they can't be observant of their surroundings because they do stay in a constant state of paranoia. This is why they're hypervigilant, because they literally have to be. Think about it. How many people they've screwed over that's after them? Or how many people they've screwed over that's after them that can afford to hire somebody just like they tried against you. They got others doing the same shit to them. They don't know as friend or foe or somebody that just got set up by somebody to come and act like a stranger to do you harm. See, because if they thought it or tried it, they know it's going to be played against them eventually, because they fall for the same traps. As much as you want to believe they get away with shit, what you don't understand is the reason they're running and hiding is because eventually a whole community is after them, collecting debts. Pillow talk can't cash anymore. Warriors, another thing to look out for is if you're standing right in front of them and they're a part of something, a setup, a plan, or a lie, they won't make eye contact with you for long. If you just exercise your silence as they're trying to hustle you, looking dead at them, the dishonesty comes spewing out of the soulless eyes, because those eyes don't lie. And then understand something. They will dance from group to group of only those flying monkeys that serve them with adoration in big group events. Only the truly thirsty narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths will come out overtly and begin to introduce themselves in a crowd. You see, that's a different level of desperatiousness that should be obvious to you, but it's not. You know what you're doing? You're running around labeling it as charisma, networking. Again, diluting what you know to be true in your gut, because you know good and well that these people come off as rude, arrogant, and seem to have an air about them, an aura that just screams fakeness. Fake. One thing's for sure and guaranteed, warriors. Control the Hoover. Control your own thirst for needing to know what's going on with the narcissist. There's no reason why you should know so much about the goings and comings of a narcissist on their social media after a year. If you're still following up, then you're scratching your own fucking wounds and not letting them heal, and then pouring salt over them, and then want to seek advice of why narcissists are perpetrating acts that they are doing. How does it make you feel? Because that's exactly what it's supposed to do. And now you're doing it to your damn self. Warriors, the minute you establish that fundamental foundation in setting boundaries for yourself, accepting accountability for the occasional pump and dump now. It happens. But understand, self-reflection and having this knowledge carries with it a certain responsibility. And after a while, you're going to have certain habits that you used to cope with that'll be a part of your past. And you're going to have people in your past that still cope, that don't want to let you go. That spear gun ain't worth your fucking life. And swimming on the dark side, not being able to see your feet and the sand beneath you, poses a greater danger than you think. Let it go, or stand to lose half your tuna. Can I get a what? That was Chico's tuna. Warriors, I want you to know something. The raging narcissists, the aging out narcissists, the cycled out narcissists, they recognize each other. They see each other. These narcissists are going to try and sell you during this soft era where people are now trying to disguise themselves as traditional, but have lived 90% of their existence as modern. The free-for-all. Booty busters. What you're going to have are forced incels. These are people that are celibate by force. Not because they made a decision. There's two kinds of celibate, you see. There's one that you might consider and go, as a matter of principle and moral compass, I admire you for that. Why? Because you're still being approached. You still have value. You still have options. What's different is you ain't booty bumping with them. You're not leaving a snail trail. You see, with a narcissist, that incel, that's not to be commended. That's celibacy by force. They ran out of options. They're not wanted, and no one takes them seriously. These are pump and dumps that are forever someone's used to know. Now get out there and own it. Because your choice to value yourself is not because you're not wanted, and you're starting to realize the more you don't give a damn, the more you're wanted. Learn to know when to let go, and things get more better bestest for you. Warriors, I appreciate this badass walk. Y'all are awesome. And thanks for all the support and for the remarks that you share with each other from the heart. It's never goodbye, warriors. It's always until next time. Te veo mañana. See you tomorrow. Les mando besos y abrazos. Namaste, warriors.
Jesse, what are you doing today?
We're going to skydive today.
We're going to skydive.
Faith.
Leap of faith. Hey, that's what this is.
Doing it for the tribe, the warrior tribe.
Do you know how high we're going? Did they tell you?
14,500
Close. 14,500 feet, yep. And then we're going to be falling at
a high rate of speed.
Very fast. We're going to be falling very fast. We're going to be falling at 120 miles an hour. Sweet. Have you ever gone that fast before?
No, I have not.
Okay, are you ready to go that fast?
I'm ready.
Okay.
We're going to do it today. You got my back.
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna get your face, but you know your TI will have your back.
All right.
What made you want to skydive? What brought you here today?
Facing fear.
Yeah? Are you afraid of heights?
Facing fear head on. No.
No?
I'm afraid of not trying new
Hey.
opportunities.
There you go.
I'm afraid of living in the woulda, shoulda, coulda, and I'm not going to do it. Lead and live by example.
There you go. You heard it here first from Jesse. All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Woo!
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. To create a song, I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands.
What'd you think of that?
Loved it.
Woo! You know, honestly, I have no idea who won the sword fight, so I guess we'll have to call it a draw.
There you go. We'll have to do it again.
All right, when are you gonna get your license now?
I'm going to work on it tomorrow. I'll
Well,
be back.
Jesse,
All right.
thank you for jumping with us to Skydive Lone Star. Do you
man,
have
the
anything
pleasure
you'd like
is
to say?
mine. What an honor. Badass crew. I love it here. The hospitality is just phenomenal. 5 stars. If there were 10, I'd give it to you.
We'll take 10, that's fine.
My brother. What a fun ride. Wasn't it awesome?
Hey man, glad y'all came out.
What an experience.
Come and see us again.
Thank you.